Peninsula. For the people who just joined us, my name is Carmina Trejo. I am your service moderator for today. We welcome everyone here with us this morning, including our Facebook and our YouTube live streamers. It matters not what spirit path or tradition you follow, or what communities of culture you are part of. You are welcome here. It is our intention that you'll be inspired by the music, transformed by the message, and celebrated by the community. You are here by divine appointment. So I extend to you an invitation to change your entire life by changing your mind, your thought. We teach the science of mind and spirit, which is the study of life and the nature of the laws of thought. The idea that we live in a spiritual universe, that infinite spirit that is in, through, and around us. And that this presence is loving, it's a loving source for all good. And most importantly, every person is significant and needed. Our doors are open to all. Yeah. Yes, to all. This service has been designed especially for you. So welcome home. Welcome home. And welcome Vince and Patty. And welcome everyone. Yeah, Oma. Reverend Teresa, thank you. Bev, thank you for being here. And our great minister, Reverend Linda. Yes, Elliot, Joe, Winnie, Joe, and John, Juanito, thank you so much for being here. Thank you, thank you.
Practitioner Carmina.
Yes.
And me, don't forget me.
Thank you. After a very challenging exam yesterday morning, yes, thank you so much. I am officially a practitioner of science of mind. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So now, please join me in claiming our mission statement.
It's printed on your program. No.
Okay. You have it, Joe? Thank you, Joe. Our mission is transformation through spiritual practice, education, service, empowerment, and by living inspired lives. And join me in service today is our very dear minister, Reverend Linda Anson. Gracias, Reverend Linda, and welcome, welcome. And our practitioner of the day, our practitioner, of course, Greg Harder. So, gracias, Gregorio. Gracias, Gregorio. And our dear music recorder is by Joe, he's our technical host as well. So thank you, Joe. Thank you for always being there for us. Yes, yes, thank you. Also, licensed professional spiritual practitioners are here present with us in this service today. Please raise your hand, practitioners and ministers who are here to offer prayer. Offer prayer to you for creating a healthy, vibrant, and fulfilling lives. And I know that Greg, who's our practitioner today, he will be available to do a spiritual mind treatment for anyone who desires what I call a 1-minute miracle. For a full scheduled practitioner session and a spiritual mind treatment, please talk to any of our ministers or practitioners and make an appointment. If you need a treatment in Spanish, I'll be happy to give it to you. I'm just kidding, in English as well.
He's like a double practitioner.
Yeah.
En inglés y en español.
En inglés y en español, sí. There's anyone new visiting us today for the first time? My good old friends are here, so yes, yes.
First time in a long time?
First time in a long time, yes. Welcome, Diane. Welcome, welcome, yeah. And now we're going to, so now let's focus on our heartfelt service. Thank you, gracias again. And we'll continue with another beautiful song, which is Deeper Feel of Energy by Gary Lynn Floyd. Adelante, Joe. Gracias.
When I dive into a deeper field of energy, when I have no eyes to see what lies ahead of me, I will be one with a vibration where boundless joy breeds wild elation. When I dive into a deeper field of energy, when I have exhausted human physicality, I will embrace my resurrection as I move through a new dimension.
Don't you worry, don't you fret. Trust me, I got no regret at all. Into space and out of time, find my wings and learn to fly from the free fall.
When I dive into a deeper field of energy, when to leave my body has become what's best for me, I will feel from a fresh perception what I have known since my inception.
So don't you worry, don't you fret. Trust me, I got no regret at all. Into space and out of time, find my wings and learn to fly from the free fall.
When I dive into a deeper field of energy, when I dive into a deeper field of energy, when I dive into a deeper field of energy, when I dive into a deeper field of energy.
So don't you worry, don't you fret. Trust me, I got no regret at all. Into space and out of time, I find my wings and learn to fly from the free fall.
When I dive into a deeper field of energy.
Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you. Beautiful song. Yeah, yeah. Thank you, thank you. And now we are so happy to be here in person. The more and more we're having more time here together. So we're going to give about 5 minutes to meet and greet, say hello to one another, and then we'll come back to our service, okay? So please get up, shake it, shake it, shake it, give hugs, and say, okay. 5 minutes. Give a hug. If you're not a hugger, it's okay. Just go like this.
You look familiar.
Richard, are you familiar?
Yeah, we will invite her. Yes, yes, I was talking to Reverend. Yes, and then, so we hope we can. Very far away from the
Well, I don't know about you, but I do tell them that
Been too long for you.
It's trying to get us back together. It's in her town.
It's right here.
Oh, yeah, thanks. So I found out that
Elliot told me there is no speaker attached to
I know.
this. It's only
Yes, I
for-
have to speak
So
up.
you have to
Yeah,
speak, but
okay,
in
okay.
your practitioner voice. Hopefully not that deep, but
Well, thank you, everyone. Thank you. Please come back to your seats. It was a very beautiful, beautiful trading this beautiful energy. Yes. Socializing for 5 minutes. Remember that after the service, we have more time to socialize and have a delicious breakfast. So for now, moving on with our service, we have practitioner Greg, who will do our weekly affirmation and give the opening prayer. So, adelante, Gregorio.
gracias. Good morning again, everyone. This is great. I'm looking out and seeing, 14 people here, I think. Great. I am so happy. And the music today couldn't have been more appropriate for today. And so let's join together in our affirmation. I embrace the power of vulnerability and connection. And now let's go within and give ourselves an opening treatment. So as always, we begin by recognizing there is one infinite power, unchanging, constant, dependable, that which is at the very heart of our teaching, and therefore, for us, at the very heart of our being. And so we are one with that, and we recognize our connection with it. And in days like this, even more powerfully, we affirm that connection. I'm reminded of a place in the Star Wars movie where someone said, I sense a disturbance in the Force. Well, yeah, we had a bit of a disturbance in the Force yesterday. But let us know together that unlike in the Star Wars movie, the Force itself can never be disturbed. And even more true, it could never be used for evil. In fiction, evil sorcerers and evil humans use that power to do evil deeds. But we know the power we believe in has no dark side, knows no evil. Ernest Holmes states explicitly that if we try to use this power for anything other than the highest good, absolutely nothing will come of that. So someone could sit around for a lifetime thinking that the power we believe in would somehow do their bidding to cause harm to others, and they would only ever be harming themselves by believing in such a thing. So while there may be disturbances in the world and temporary disruption to our own peace of mind, we know, without a doubt, we can come right back to our center, and that will be unchanged. For that center is the very center of all experience, and rightly understood by all, there would be no disturbances of any kind. But living in this human plane, at times like this, we are called upon more than ever to be the example of that which is good, which does believe in equality and human rights and inclusion and diversity. The very things that some people believe are not in our best interest. And these seem to be the same people who, while talking about how righteous they are, drop bombs on other people. There is no righteousness in dropping bombs. There is no righteousness in insulting people. There is no righteousness in people going without food or shelter or safety. And so when we see the kind of things we see in the world, we're called upon not to run away or to be in a sense of despair, but to step forward ever more boldly, ever more powerfully, and state the truth. We have nothing to be afraid of. For if we are in principle, then everything we say and do will be aligned with principle and will serve as a counterbalance to the things that we see in the world and feel very deeply need to change. And so we hold to these principles. In the beginning, just so grateful that we can come back to this center, no matter where we are, no matter who we're with. Yesterday, at first, it was just me. But was I alone? No, I was not alone when I heard that news. For the presence of God is always within us, waiting to reassure and to confirm what we've been taught and what we teach. And when we come together like this, we are even a more powerful voice for true good, true righteousness, which we would call divine right action. And knowing that, united as we are, we do represent a true and powerful agent for change in the world. And so therefore, let it shine forth even more brightly as we step into this day and all the days to come, knowing the truth. And most importantly, being examples of it in action. For nothing can stop that. For it is the divine truth of each one of our lives. And we celebrate that in all of our actions and thoughts. As we say together, and so it is.
So it is.
And so it is.
Well said.
Thank you, Greg.
Thank you.
Well said. Thank you. Thank you, Greg. Thank you. And before our next step, I just want to share with you a little bit of the impact and the changes as a feeling as a practitioner for science of mind. Yesterday morning, around 9, I received this sad news from my brother, what was going on out in the world. And I'm not only feeling for that, but I'm feeling for the people here in this country and the injustice with immigrants and what's. So I was just doing my spiritual treatment to be nervous less or nervous free with this oral exam, because we had one minister and 2 practitioners. It was one from Peru, the other one from Argentina, and the other one from Mexico. Everything was via Zoom. And to be clear, my intention, it was 3 years of studying, of a lot of inner work, the first 2 years. And for me, it's priceless. It's priceless the way I feel now. And I am so in deep gratitude. Thank you, Reverend Linda, for the beautiful flowers, and Elliot, whoever was involved in this. Thank you, Reverend Teresa, for the beautiful plant and the card. I haven't read it yet, but in these classes, I am learning more and more to receive, because all through my life, I was a giver, giver, giver. But now, thank you. I do appreciate it, because I am learning to receive. And my intention is to continue working and supporting, respecting my ministers, Reverend Linda and Reverend Allen, and move on to grow and do the outreach that we need to do out there. Because our community in San Mateo, Redwood City, East Palo Alto, and all of the Peninsula, this is the heart center, the Center for Spiritual Living Peninsula. And not only to provide services in Spanish, but in Cantonese and Spanish. That is my hope and that is my vision. So I really thank you for supporting me, Greg, and giving me tips. Everybody here, Reverend Teresa, for beautiful prayer, beautiful spiritual treatment. Reverend Linda, for always pushing me. Elliot, for saying, yes, you can do it. Yes, you can do it. So thank you so much for that. And at the same time, I am collaborating with the Center for Spiritual Living Napa, with the Latino community, with the practitioners up there, and I'm also collaborating with the Center for Spiritual Living in Oakland. So just so you know, I'll be helping around, but this is my home. I will continue to be here and support my Center for Spiritual Living Peninsula, hoping that someday we will grow and we'll have our own place again, the way we used to be some years ago.
Amen.
So thank you for that, and and now I have the honor and the pleasure to introduce you our dear Reverend Linda Anson, who is coming here to give us what I call the food for my soul. So welcome, Reverend Linda, bienvenida. Thank you. Beautiful. Greg, I loved your opening treatment.
Oh, thank you.
Especially the part for us to remember that God is always there, taking care of us and assuring us that it's going to be okay.
Exactly. Yeah.
And that really hit me today. So, oh my gosh, this is such a dream. Such a dream to see all of you coming back. You know, and we're still together. This is the theme today. We're still together. I've never felt Pat and Vance being gone. It's just a temporary little break. So I'd like all of you, to stand up for just 1 second. I know you were just standing and having such a good time. And take a nice slow turnaround, and during your turnaround, clap at least a couple times, and then come back and face forward. So. And we're still here. We're still here. Yeah. And
Should we sit down
yeah,
again?
you can sit down now if you want.
Siéntese.
So I thought that the affirmation, I think it was Teresa or Beth, somebody kind of made a pronouncement right after it was said. I embrace the power of vulnerability and connection. And it seems like this table really had like a deep breath come through. And I did too, that vulnerability and connection. And for me, those two are just, they're it. They're it. That's all there is, that connection and being vulnerable and being honest. And it is not always easy. But the connection, I found some interesting things out about connection in the last 3 or 4 weeks. And it's not, you have to be very present to feel the connection sometimes and to be a part of it. You have to be present and not think they're not doing that, so they're not connecting. So I don't like that. That's not good, right? I mean, it's part of your healing and your process, so that part's good about it. But we cannot judge somebody else's process or how they connect at the moment. They may be carrying a lot of pain, and the conversation is triggering that pain. And so we have to allow that person to have that pain and not take it personal. And I've really had some lessons about that this last 2 weeks. But before the lesson started, very sad thing happened in my family. It is my great-grandson, not Aiden, Michael. His wife was pregnant, and she was due, and the baby was going to be born on time, but there were some problems, and baby was born, but very, very sick, needed open heart surgery right away, and would not make it without that. So I just started getting myself all worked up about it. He was in Davis, and I don't drive now. And we had a loaner because our car was being worked on, and there was no way of getting there. And I wanted to just be there. And because he was dying. he was dying, and they were having to make part of the choice on that after much counseling with the doctors and their prayer, their family, a lot of family. A 92-year-old grandma came, and they had plenty of people, but they wanted me. They wanted because I'm very close with them, even though they're not even my blood relative. That doesn't matter. None of us are here. And we're so close. We're like family. And we just keep coming back. And that's how I felt with Michael. And it was, of course, to experience the baby's passing and possibly, that's right, this isn't working. So I just need to talk louder.
Speak up, yes.
Yes.
Thank you.
I could be there without physically being there. And when I really got that message, and I'm already doing that a lot through my life, but that particular thing, it was really a stretch. And I was concerned. It was hard to sleep. In the meantime, I'm going to see Mom because she's, not doing well either. So, because I can take a cab over there. But, so he called, and the baby did pass. And they were able to hold him, and skin to skin, a lot of the traditional things that people that don't have to deliver a dying baby would just know. They would be able to touch and be able to cut the cord. All that happened. And you can imagine that kind of stress that the family is going through. And so we talked for about an hour, and John was there too, and he's very quiet. And like I said a few minutes ago, it's not up to me to judge his quietness. Everybody has their own pain, and it's triggered by something else happening that has maybe nothing to do with that moment. And that's a big lesson, big, huge lesson. I didn't realize how controlling I was about something like that. So I let Michael talk, cry, and they were going to have to leave the hospital without their baby and without even coming back to see the baby. And I saw pictures, and the baby was full term, a chubby little leg baby. There is going to be something, some sort of service, and I've been asked to be there for that, and I will. So the 3 or 4 weeks I won't say it started with that. That just seemed to be like the symbolism of what was going on, all the lessons I had to learn over like a 2-week period. Probably not necessarily starting with that, but that was such a rich one. And I don't know if I talked to Carmina. I'm not sure who else I talked to here about it. It was just it was so painful to be in the talking of it, like right now. So I'm getting so dry. So I haven't been there yet. I haven't seen Michael. He, of course, left the hospital, and they live in the Stockton area, and they just moved back from Montana. And he has a 9-year-old, and she'll be 10 next month. And she is also going through a whole opposite feeling. She felt the baby was going to replace her, that she would not have a position in the family anymore. So she really did not like the baby. And until Michael, he's just such an amazing young man. He sat with her and was able to bring his mind into where hers was and counsel him and tell him, you do love your brother. You do. You have to come look at him and touch him. You love him and he loves you. He's going to look to you as his big sister. And it's exactly what happened. When she went in, there's really no rules in the hospital when this kind of thing happens. Anybody can come in as long as the parents give permission. And she went in and she smiled right away, held his hand, and said, I love you. And it was such a sweet healing for her, for whatever she was carrying. And that Michael is a young man that has the ability to connect at that level, in that way, for both children. One that's leading and one has survived a death in the family already at age 9. So I really hold my heart open for Michael and the whole family, but I feel very lucky, and all my grandkids are wonderful, but Michael just has that special way to connect that it's so not self-serving. And I really love that about him. And this really wasn't what I was mainly going to be talking about, but that's okay.
Thank you for your vulnerability.
I'm modeling that. Yeah, it's funny. I was talking to Susan yesterday, and I was telling her a little bit about this story, and that I might cry. And she says, I hope you cry. You need to cry that out. I don't cry that easily. I feel it in a different way, but vulnerability, it's such a, vulnerability, and it can be really challenging and uncomfortable when you're going through that. When you allow yourself to be so vulnerable and you don't know all the answers, accepting that, being with that. You don't know all the answers, and sometimes you have to say that. I don't know, Michael, how this is going to be, but I'm here for you. And so that is when the most powerful healing happens, is when you allow yourself to go into that deep vulnerability, that you can open up and say and be talked to about something. And the healing, it's almost like a physical thing in the moment. It's not long-term healing. It's like momentary. It just starts happening like a warm, fuzziness going up through your body. And I know you know, Isabel. Why did I say Isabel? Teresa. So sometimes we only need one breath to sort of click it into the process, into the movement, and letting us remind ourselves of the love within us and within everybody. I wonder how many of us really can connect with strangers. We didn't know Richard, our waiter. And each week each time we get to know him more, and we found out he was going to his son's wedding, and he's our waiter. But he's so much more. He's a person that has a life and problems and high points and low points, just like we do. So how many of us can feel comfortable doing that, or willing to introduce that to yourself? and not just thinking about it, but actually be just doing it, making that connection, and it could really make somebody's day. It could make your day, because it really does feel good. Some people, that's all they look for, is that one little smile or connection for them to go on to the next day, or to finish that day even. So it's like a unconditional acceptance of people, because you don't connect with them because they look real good or they look real professional. There's something much deeper than that allows us to feel that connection and to move on it. You feel it and you move on it, which means you look at them in their eyes, or just your body awareness is not repelled, even if your old way of thinking maybe would have been repelled by something about that person. But now all of a sudden, you see them in a whole different way, as a human being just like you. And so we have to continue to educate ourselves and allow things in, allow new information in. We have so much stuff going on almost every day, surprises, and, like Greg shared with us, and Teresa has also shared from this pulpit, the really difficult things, political things, that it just, can we take one more? Really? I have to take one more of these kind of shocking surprises? And I remember when you did that talk, and it was really controversial in some places, but we were all so open to it. And I mean, people are coming back here, and there was a few more that said they would be here. Jana was one, and that maybe next time, because I don't give up. I'm very connected. I did find out, and it's open information, is that Terry's significant other that she's been with for like 30 years passed in February. And she wants to come, but she's not living her normal life yet, she said. So we'll just, send prayer and just know that it's going to be okay. She is going to get through it. She has lots of friends and family. So I may have already said this in a different way, but when you feel resistance, like if you feel repelled for any reason, it may not be in the person, it might just be the situation. Maybe there's just a lot of chaos around, and any kind of movement from a human being would be repelling at that point. And when you notice that in yourself, you yourself can shift the perspective of how you're seeing it, and it can happen in just like that. Just like turning around and clapping. And you change your perspective. Now, I didn't give you any hints on changing your perspective, but I bet some of you did. You're probably wondering, what is that Reverend Linda going to do now? I had everybody dancing one time. and so you did shift your perspective. You did it, you trusted, and it came out okay. That is the moment to release any urges to argue or defend our beliefs, and instead approach the situation with openness. As Rumi says, I love this too, out beyond ideas of wrongdoing and right doing, there is a field. Anybody know what the last sentence is? Yes,
I'll meet you there.
that's right. Yeah. And what does that mean, Vance, for you?
Requires presence. Presence requires me to open my heart. And when I do that, everything is transformed.
Yeah. Absolutely. Thank you. The last point, not really the last, there's never any last because it's always going forward. But the presence of love expresses through each of us all the time. And we're invited to recognize the divine essence when everyone we encounter has that. And they have it because you see that they have it. They're just it. They don't have to think about it. Or, maybe they do, but we're each individuals. So it can be very challenged, but it is an opportunity to deepen our connection with everyone, with one another and every person, that deepening of connection. And gosh, I know mostly everybody here pretty well. And I don't know anybody who is not working or not thinking or acting in that idea of increasing your connection, the depth of it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot, too. It's not for sissies. And, this month is, I don't want to say it wrong.
Prima.
Yes, thank you.
Prima.
I was gonna, yeah, that's it. And to think,
Yeah, what was it?
Pride Month,
Pride Month.
right? And just think of that group of people, the people that,
My community.
yes, the people in the community, their family, the laws that govern, and there's so many people always trying to tell us we can't do that. You didn't come across the border on the right way, so we're going to take you from your kids and send you back and leave the 6-year-old on the street. I mean, what? What is that? And when we live from this place, it is really hard to understand that and not get wrapped up. But we have to sort of stay wrapped up because our intellect and our heart opening has the tools to one by one do something about that. And we have to realize that is true. Because it seems easy sometimes to just ignore it because it'll go away. It's too big for me. So I'm going to shift this to something to celebrate. There's lots to celebrate. This one is a lot to celebrate. I feel like she has raised the bar in this little group here. There are some days that we only have 5 people, and we still have it, and we still are together. We still have our lunch together. We want to be together. And so you told you were honest about it, said, I probably won't be here that much for a couple months. And we're like, oh no. But we survived, and you flourished.
Thank you.
Yeah, which helps us flourish.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean that. Because next will be minister.
Oh, thank you. That's a long ways to go, but
I can totally see it.
I'll follow your steps.
So we may not always agree. Each challenge presents an opportunity to practice emotional regulation. Have you ever thought about that? Emotional regulation, what that might mean? Anybody want to take a stab at it? Yes, Pat? Yeah, taking a breath before you respond.
Taking a deep breath.
A breath. Yes.
Respond.
Yeah. Yeah, and also, does that breath help you to respond differently? Like if you're going to? Most of the time, right? Yeah. All right. Gee, I never thought about it that way. That's a hard one sometimes because I think we're all of that age that we think we know it all. We've experienced so much, but we don't know it all. So I just thank you for the time to listen and participate and just let this be what we talk about today. And hopefully when we're having lunch or, just whenever it feels natural. And so I love all of you. And you don't know how much it means, Pat and Vance, for you to be here. I really am happy. And I still owe you a little thing. And I looked for it this morning and couldn't find it. A pen or something you had left at a tea. And so we'll still get it to you.
For the online viewers, I can't remember the name, I can't see it from here.
Oh, Sue.
Susan Rose.
Susan
Yeah.
Rose.
Yeah,
We can't see her, unfortunately.
I know.
Thank you for including me. I'm always here. I come every single time. I always give from my heart at tithing time, and I'm always right there in spirit.
Thank you.
And we appreciate that.
Thank you, Susan.
I just realized I have one more thing here. My daughter got back from Canada and brought me this and dream catcher, but I'm calling it my dream and thought catcher because she says you can't wear a dream catcher with a dress like a necklace. I said, watch me.
Who made that rule?
I know, who made that rule?
Yeah.
And I was reading about the dream catcher, about the spider web will catch the good dreams and allow them to go in while you're sleeping. And then there's the tightness weave is where the bad dreams are kept and released. And first of all, I don't want to argue with that kind of a belief system, but I don't know if there's bad dreams. How would you describe a bad dream? I mean,
Challenging dreams.
anyway, I'm wearing it because I'm keeping my good thoughts and my bad thoughts here to learn and to wear it over my heart. And I wanted you to be the first group for me to do such a silly thing because I don't really think it's silly. I actually like it. I think I'm going to start a new trend. So I'm going to do a little closing prayer and out of gratitude for this day, for this information, for this room that we have, for the people that come here and spend time researching. Greg is always learning something new and sharing it with us, going to workshops and yeah. And I'm so grateful for that and for Joe and all of his time and having just the right equipment here so it can work so beautifully and he doesn't expect anything, but we all appreciate him so much. And there's just a lot of small things, like I call Elliot the mama today, because she has this, and we are a family. It's like we're mamas, we're big sisters and big brothers, but there's no room or space for babies. I mean, when I say babies complain
Big
a
babies.
lot, or, yeah, big babies.
No room for big babies.
Right. Anyway, we'll get off the baby talk. So I am grateful for that. And we never know. I mean, it's like there's a knowing, but there's no sign-up sheet for that. She just does it. And she sees things. I mean, she's quite a Toastmaster as well. And so we benefit from people like that. Wendy that comes and always has these wonderful ideas of enrichment for this group. And all of you, Richard, the big traveler, and
Sarah Kennedy or Sarah Kennedy.
I'm pointing at John because this happened to him a couple meetings ago. So from at home today, he says, I'm turning off my phone.
Lovely to get a call from you, so I will be returning it.
Yeah, of course.
Doesn't call that off.
And Beth, I've gotten to know Beth so much better in the last year since we've been coming here. And her work as a practitioner emeritus is, I mean, she's one of our regular practitioners now. She signs up and takes a turn and does her beautiful meditations. And so each person, and the wonderful party that we had at, it was a party in, was it Easter? Yeah, was it Easter? Yeah, it was so amazing. It was a challenge. You had to be kind of a mountaineer, except for Susan and I. Our cars got to sit and park into the driveway, but interesting, very interesting and beautiful. So I'm going to stop. I'm getting very wordy, aren't I? Okay. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And so it is.
And so it is. Beautiful, beautiful.
Thank you.
Nice, the music.
I think I'm,
The music.
Linda, if you're not careful, you're gonna start being who you are, wherever you are.
I think I am.
And I think that's wonderful.
Yeah, we have music coming up.
oh, that's right, yes. Music 3.
There's one power invisible, and you see it everywhere and every day. One power indescribable, and you speak of it with every word you say. Mysterious until you know the truth, as simple as the love inside of you. Call it God, call it Spirit, call it Jesus, call it Lord, call it Buddha, Baha'u'llah, angels' wings or heaven's door. But whatever name you give it, it It's all one power, can't you see? It's the power of the love in you and me. One power, one power, one power, one power. We speak so many languages, different clothing, different colors, different names. The different is only dangerous when we forget that in the heart we're all the same. And we'll remember once we close our eyes to see that such distances were never meant to be. Call it God, call it Spirit, call it Jesus, call it Lord, call it Buddha, Baha'u'llah, Hashem, or Heaven's Door. It's Muhammad, it's your mind, it's your soul, or it's your sign. It's the universe, it's music, Mother Earth, or Father Time. But whatever name you give it, it's all one power, can't you see? Whatever name you give it, it's the very air we breathe. Oh, it's the power of the love in you and me. One power. Oh, one power is what we are. One power, one power. It's the moment of creation. It's an everlasting peace. It's the freedom of forgiveness. It's the sweetness of release. It's the joy of inspiration. It's the sunshine on your face. It's the birthright of all nations. It's the boundlessness of space. It's the beauty of a baby, the serenity of sleep. It's the anger we abandon, for it's love that's most deep. It's one power. It's one power. What we are is one It's the power of the love that lives forever in you and me. It's the power of the love in you and me.
Beautiful song. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you, Joe. Very heartening song. And now I will invite Greg, who will give us the giving affirmation.
Thank you. Before I do, I promised to be brief. I just wanted to point out, well, for one thing, his name is Jesse Power. How appropriate is that? I wish I could sing that high, or even close to it. Maybe I get a little lower than he does. We'll have to check that out. But I just thought about what happened here today. We started off talking about absolutely an event on the global scale that affects every person one way or the other on the planet, followed by a very deeply touching, probably the most personal thing that could possibly happen, the death of a child. My God, we went from this to right here. And it is one power. It is one power. And having faced both of those things, We've done it with courage and compassion and understanding and love in our hearts, and know that that one power has been present throughout that whole process. So thank God for this teaching, literally. I also want to, I just feel so good looking down here and seeing Carmina Chavez, RSCP. I'm so happy for you.
Thank you.
And I am proud to have been part of that process, because to become a practitioner, you have to take a lot of class, and I happen to have taught one of her accredited classes. So in a small way, I helped to contribute to that. And I saw you go through some amazing transformation just in that class. Yeah, she started off very kind of timid, almost like asking permission to speak up. You know, she doesn't ask for permission to speak up anymore. She brings it. And I love that she's doing also with the Hispanic community.
Oh, yes.
Ya es tiempo para servicios y clases en español.
Así es.
Yeah, I just think that's so important too. So it's,
Yeah, gracias. Thank you. Yeah.
and it is not an easy thing. It takes at least 3 years from the time you decide you want to be a practitioner. And you have to take a lot of classes, and they have to be the right ones too. So a certain number of them have to be accredited.
Yes.
So a drumming circle might not count for becoming a practitioner. And then if you choose to go a couple more years, we may be introducing Reverend Chavez.
I don't know yet.
I was never called to be a minister myself. I love being a practitioner. And for those who don't know, I recently was designated as a practitioner emeritus, which basically means you kept your nose clean and didn't do anything bad for 20 years.
Well, now you can let go.
Now I can, yeah, that's exactly right. Yes. So now it is time for our offering. So we want to begin with our affirmation and make sure that we've got the same, yes, absolutely. So let's say this together, because before we think about giving, we have to put it in the context, the proper context. We're really giving thanks ahead of time. I bless this gift with all of my love. As I give, I embody prosperity and abundance. And I'm fully supported by the universe. This is a symbol of my love and gratitude. It does great work in the world and returns to me easily, effortlessly, and often. So I know everyone has their own way, but there's different ways of giving. And we usually put, well, I know what they are. I mean, you can go to the website. It's not hard to find the donate button. We've had our ups and downs with that website, but the donate button has continued to function throughout. So the universe has had our back, so you can always do that. You can use, I like to say the cool kids use Zelle. It takes about 5 minutes to set up, and when you send money that way, it appears in the other person's or organization's bank account in seconds. But for those who like to do things the old-fashioned way, we're more than happy to receive snail mail with a handwritten check. And we don't really care how long it takes to get there, as long as it goes to P.O. Box 3243 in Berkeley, California, where our own Reverend Allen will personally collect those. So this is a time. We would normally pass the basket around, and we could, but I noticed that we don't have prayer request forms in here today. We would like to have those, but you can always go online. You can put your prayer request in online, or you can see me after the service.
Or you can write on the envelope.
Or you can write it on the envelope. Yeah. We will pray for them any way that you give them to us. And again, just so you don't know, sometimes people don't see what happens in the background. But when we get together to do our treatment work, the minister and the practitioners all sit down together, and we do every single one of these. We sometimes spend an hour and a half doing this prayer work together. So it's not something trivial, you know. We say, oh yes, there you go, I bless all is well, and we're done. You know, we put some,
That may be all that's needed.
you know, it's at some level that is all that's needed, but at another level, I think what Ernest Holmes would say is when we put more words to it, we're continuing to clarify our own understanding and consciousness. And so, yes, God is all there is. And if we all reach the point where we don't even have to think anymore about what that entails, then, I don't know, I might miss coming together for meetings, but we wouldn't have to have them anymore. We'd all be at a level of spirituality that means we've transcended all earthly concerns. Seems like some of us aren't quite there yet, but we're working on it. So, we want to do our traditional blessing of the tithes and offerings, however those are received. And there it is. This would be the time that you would be going online and going into your Zelle account and sending money. That's who it is. So I will be seeing Karen Drucker in about a month, the annual Asilomar retreat. Reverend Chris Collins, the Covina Church. They're the ones that when the national organization decided to stop coming to Asilomar every summer, Reverend Chris and a lot of the women in his congregation said, we're going to keep going. Let them do what they need to do. We want to go to Asilomar. So we haven't missed a beat. And she actually got the award, Ernest Holmes Award or something for her service in doing that and keeping it alive. And when you go to that retreat, Karen Drucker is going to be there, Jamie Lula is going to be there, Anton and Laura are going to be there. All these people we love. It's different having them sit right next to you at lunch and then singing and dancing together at night. Anyway, around the fire, yeah, marshmallows and what do they call it? S'mores. Yeah. I always end up with more of it on me than in me, but anyway, if you're interested in learning more, there's probably still time to register, but end of commercial. So, let's do our offering blessing. Divine Presence, Creator of all. As I am one with our Creator, so too is everyone here in this room today. I know that each gift given is blessed and given from the heart. I know that these gifts do great work in the world. And as we give, we make a place for these gifts to return to us many-fold. That's called the law of circulation. So each prayer that we receive is already being answered in the mind of God, and our practitioners will lift each submission in prayer over the next week, knowing that the comfort, the joy, the peace, and the abundance, whatever is being requested, is already manifesting. So it is with deep gratitude and appreciation that we accept these gifts and prayers on behalf of the Center for Spiritual Living Peninsula, and with the same spirit of gratitude, we release our word unto the law, knowing that truly it is done in the mind of God. And together we anchor this by saying, and so it is.
So it is. Thank you, Greg. Thank you so much. Do we have any announcements?
Like happenings?
Like happenings?
Yes, yeah.
Okay, please.
Tomorrow night at Bethany Lutheran Church in Menlo Park, we have our Toastmasters meeting, mindfulness, as a reminder that you all have a voice, but when we can't hear you, your message does not come through. So it could be something like, "The microphone does not work here." And so it's so important, all of you have something to say, but you may not be aware that some of us cannot hear. So tomorrow is a chance for you to practice in person at the church. We welcome all.
We'll fix the
Thank you.
situation here too.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Thank you.
we know how to do that.
Okay, thank you. Any other announcements going on? Yeah,
I have a couple.
yes.
One is we have things brewing.
Please speak up.
We have things brewing in the background. One is Wendy has already shared a couple wonderful things that we're going to be doing. And that is going to be put together each week. We get a little more, like the date. So we're working on that, right? And the other thing is I am putting together a class called Aging as a Spiritual Practice.
Mm.
And it'll probably be a little shorty for the summer, like maybe over 3 or 4 weeks, an hour and a half. It'll probably be a choice. You can come to my house, or we'll have it on Zoom both. So, yeah, I need to work out the
Okay.
4 dates, remember, so I can be sure I'm there.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Just thank you, Reverend Linda. I understand that Susan has other classes. She's not here today, but I'm sure you will hear from her in our next gathering. So we have a lot going on this summer with workshops and classes. I'm putting together also some workshops, obviously in Spanish.
Oh, I like to see.
So I will let you know. So for now, same place, same time, remember, in person here, Sunday, July 13. You're welcome to come, and we will have, I don't have but I know that we have a guest speaker as well
Oh,
for July 13. You will not see me as I am celebrating Carmina's birthday in Mexico.
Oh,
So I will be out for the month of July, coming back on August the 4th. So thank you. And yes, I'll be here for the meeting. So.
that'll be Reverend Allen on July 13th.
Okay, July 13th, we have Reverend Allen and here, and remember to be here at the same time. You're welcome, and thank you again, Vince and Pat, for being here with us today. Thank you, and the rest of our guests as well. Thank you so much, and we're very happy that today is 14, right? 14 people, yes, which is great. Okay, we're growing. So now I will invite Reverend Linda to come over here, right here. As you see, she's training me on how to give the benediction, so she would. So it'll be benediction done by Reverend Linda and Carmina.
Isn't this so cool?
Thank you. So,
Okay, let's just take a moment and relax, close your eyes. Feel that gratitude sink in for this day, all these connections that we're renewing. And know that all this information, all these feelings, we're going to walk away from here and they're going to stick with us. They are part of us. I'm so grateful for that. And I pass this energy and love over to Carmina.
and as we go on with our day today, knowing that the power of God is within us, with this great message of hope and the blessing that we know that we have the power to change our thought and live a more happier and harmony life. And by doing this, we reveal our power of God to our families, to our children, to our friends. When we open our heart, everything transforms. The presence of love the true love, knowing that is within us. By taking a deep breath every time, instead of reacting, we respond. And I know that we go on this day knowing that every single human being that across our path, we see in this human being with the eyes of love, understanding, and wisdom. And so it is.
And
So it is. So now we can get, there are menus on the back table, and Anson, Pat, I don't think you know that part of it here. So it's, everybody buys their own breakfast, and you have, they'll make out a tag just for you. So it's, you go,
So my donation doesn't come back in the.
no. It's separate. It's separate.
By
Yeah.
the way, our waiter, Richard, one thing she didn't tell you about him, he could come in right now.
Oh, yeah.